And catch an edge. Happy Easter to all you out there. Rest in peace to all the people that left us. All the fighters, the kickers, the punchers, the whippers, the stickers. Oh, we back. Welcome back. Welcome back. If y'all don't know, this is the Raw, the Meet Me in the Lump show. Welcome back. Welcome back.
At Domino's, we are all about
All
variety.
about pizza.
Pizza and oven-baked
We have a
sandwiches,
commercial from Domino's
delicious.
today.
Pasta and bread twists, delicious. Choose any two or
Oh,
more
yeah.
and order now at
Domino's sent us
Domino's.com.
an ad.
Oh,
So they want us to
God.
put us on the show today. So we're gonna put them out there a little bit.
We don't own no rights to that commercial. Yeah. What?
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, we got new things going on. Playoffs for the basketball. Hey,
Yeah.
we should have some playoffs for some karate.
Yeah.
See who can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it. We gonna make it. Hey guys. Hey Mimi.
Hey, brother. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody out
Yes, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We got an exciting show for you guys today. If you don't know,
there. Indeed.
so big shout out to Chance Turner for the Syntax Open.
Absolutely.
Yesterday we had a great time, man. It was some exciting fighting, I tell you.
Absolutely. Them little bitty people move too fast.
Yes.
And a couple big people move fast that I saw. And it was some good fighting.
If-
Across the adult board, it was some good fighting.
Do you remember us judging? I don't know, can't remember who tournament we was at, but you and I were judging together, and it was one of Edric fighting Warrior students. He was a purple belt and he had a mustache.
Yes, and I said that he couldn't be 9. That's the little boy?
One of the parents asked to see his birth certificate yesterday.
You should've.
In the division.
I was the judge, and I wanted to see his birth certificate. The boy said it was 8 and 9 beginner.
Yes, I think it's 8-9 the beginner.
Okay, the baby is 8 or 9, somewhere in between, or maybe possibly a little over 9, could be 10. But the baby has a full-grown mustache that he obviously gets lined up and edged up. Because it was just, I was.
Yes, and somebody did it. I was like, oh my God.
Where was I? Because I would have said I couldn't.
I think you were judging at the ring where the main event was pretty much going on there.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
but
I would have said I
second
second that. 'Cause there's no way. It's no way.
Alyssa was one of the judges, and somebody else was one of the judges. It was funny because they was like, "I just want to know, make sure that he's 9."
Yes, I understand. And
It's like-
I wanted to ask you something too. Did you see in that I don't want to be wrong in how I say this because I'm not sure of the correct way or if there's a correct way. But there was a person that did forms, a bold form yesterday in all black uniform, and they were transitioning from woman to man. And they were competing in the men's division, in the weapons division.
What?
What the hell?
Yeah, that's exactly what. Is that first word you said is what? Yes.
No, you in that button. Keep your fingers up that button. I was being serious. Excuse me, people. He is dumb. Okay, so yes. And this was brought to my attention. And a few of us, there's about 3 to 4 of us, were talking about it. And I had to really think about it. You know, here in Texas, I've seen it on the news where the playing of the sports when you're transgender, that was banned. It was originally they allowed you to do it, I guess, for a couple months, but people protest and things like that. So now it's, from what I think and understand, it's not allowed here in Texas or even with the federal government. I know it was something with them, but I'm not sure. We'd have to look that up. That's a different part. The question was brought to me if that person, and I don't want to say that person like she's not, or they're not someone. I'm not sure what to say or how to say it. And I'm just don't want to say it the wrong way. She wanted to fight, or I don't know, but that person wanted to fight in the men's division. Okay. She's a female, born a female, and transitioning to a male. And she wanted to fight at, or in, sorry, I was going to say at the tournament, but in a man's point fighting division. I want to know what you think about that. And then I'll tell you what I think and what I thought.
You want my honest opinion?
Yes, sir. And be polite. I'm not exactly sure how to say it or refer to
Me
it.
neither.
I'm just saying
you know
them
this
as
is
in
the raw,
that
and I gotta
person.
be careful on what you be asking me.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna let one of my little
Oh, Lord.
sound like some shots was fired at me over here. No, I'm messing.
No, not at all, brother. I really wanted to
honestly,
know. I wanted to surprise you with this.
You damn so
because
did. That's why Lil John came
You
on and
always
said
get
what.
me. Look, you always get me. But go ahead.
I would probably want to protest.
Okay.
I just feel like that's just a little bit out of our rim, but I wouldn't be okay with that person who's been competing as one
No.
gender.
No, she.
This is their first event.
Oh, well, that part. I thought you meant she was doing it from the one division as a woman and then to a man. Okay.
Well,
no.
yes, as not, but it's not this specific tournament. But prior
That
to,
I don't know. I don't know if it was her first tournament or
Yeah.
their first tournament or what. I have no idea. I just know that someone said, "Look at this," or "What do you think about
And
this?" And
to
I
be in
said,
the
"Well,
black
why
belt
would you
division-
think that, or why would you ask that?" And they said, "Because this person." And
to be in the black belt division, I'm sure you competed prior to this event.
Mhm.
I'm sure this is not your first event.
I don't think I've ever seen them before, or her or him before ever at an event. And if I have, I just don't remember, because I would tell you when I saw them yesterday, they looked like a gentleman. I wouldn't have known, but you can see a little bit of some things that kind of tell you feature wise and things like that. But go ahead, finish your answer.
And my answer would just be no. I think we just stick to the gender that you've been signed up for.
So
No.
it's more of being fair.
Yes.
What about anything else? Is there any other reasons, or is that your main reason? And when I say any other reasons, do you think it's safety or anything like that? Do you think competition wise that she had a chance to beat a man and the man would handle it? What I mean,
More of the first answer
As far as safety?
As far as safety, but I just really think that transitioning and that her strength is not just to man's power and ability of getting struck. You know, like yesterday, it was some grown ass men in the building.
Absolutely.
And I'm just thinking of one of them just giving a strike to, that person. And
some of those teenage boys were so big in that division. I mean, at that tournament yesterday, they could have done something to hurt her.
Yes.
Or
them.
Yes. Please forgive me if I shouldn't be saying them, because I'm not exactly sure how to refer to this transitioning situation.
Her, his. Is how I'll leave it at that.
I don't think you could do that either.
Her, his?
Yes, like,
With J Doe. We just say J Doe. We don't know if it's John or Jane. J Doe.
Jane, as in
we
Jane.
just know it's a J Doe.
I think it's more of what their preference is, what they like and what they want to be referred to.
But if they're transitioning, then there will be more wanting to be the John now.
I would think so, yes, but maybe they're waiting. Sometimes you wait till you're fully. I don't know if she's fully or they are fully yet.
Okay.
I have no idea, but I know I've seen that on television and people talk about it. I'm still this until I get the complete change.
But I thought it was banned here in Texas.
Bam! That's what I said yesterday. I said, first of all, that's illegal. Because I think Abbott not banned it, but didn't sign off on it, or even if it was it went to the judge, the higher state, the higher court. I think that it was stopped there because there was some a high school or something on TV we were watching one time where they said that there was a girl that was a wrestler, and she wasn't actually a girl, she was born a man, and she won the state title. And then it was that person was born a man and transition, which is whatever you want to do, is free to you for you to do it. But I don't think it's fair because technically you're still built differently, broader, physically stronger, physically bigger some. Now, and I'll be funny because I'm very confident in when I'm fighting and training and what I can do. There are some lightweight men out there that I think I can beat at a
Oh
tournament.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
there's
that you
some
probably
I
drop.
know would kick my ass, and I'm just me and my confidence. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I can beat everybody, but there's some out there I think I can beat when I'm on my A game and I'm ready. They still could hit me harder or as hard as I would hit them. So physically, for a female to enter, and I'm saying this because I'm speaking about her as she was born a female.
Okay.
To actually get in the male division and fight, whether it's lightweight, middle, heavy, whatever, seniors, whatever it is, I still think safety wise, it's not safe. Um, it's kind of unfair because I think, and this is me again, the way I would fight. If I felt like I was hit in a different way, and I don't mean in a different way like bullying or excessive or anything like that. I could just be in my feelings or think, wow, you didn't have to hit me like that. What if I kick you in your peanuts? I don't have peanuts because, again, I'm referring to her as being born a woman. She hasn't had the full transition, from my understanding. Okay, so safety wise and saying it's not fair, I don't think it should happen like that. There's a swimmer, I think, I remember seeing on television that has transitioned, and it's a swimmer. And they were born a male and is in the middle of transitioning to a female. And she stands up out of the water, like when I've seen her on the commercials and TV. First of all, she's as big as, or he is as big as Michael Phelps, bigger, and their shoulders look like a linebacker with shoulder pads on, like huge. So again, with that extra bulk, build, muscle, push, testosterone, what about that makes it fair competing against women that were born women? What That is not fair.
Not at all.
If you want a co-ed division or
make
a
one.
co-ed event, or make it that way. When women want to play football, we go join a female league, or we play with the guys as women. I've seen recently one of the girls signed to play for college football this season coming up. I believe she's a kicker or something, and she's on a college team, but she's playing as a female. I don't think she'll go out there and get hit and tackle and things like that, but to say that you would want, as being born a female, to fight in a male's division, I don't think it should be allowed. Number one, it's illegal. Number two, here in Texas. I don't know about other states. And I don't think safety-wise it should be, because we hit. We saw a lot of hits last night, or yesterday.
For sure.
The women, we judged the women too. They were hitting each other. I don't think it's like letting a child or a kid fighting in the adult division, and then they're only 12 or 13. If you're 17, 18, yes, move up if you want to and you feel confident enough. I just don't think that was fair. And I don't know, they were going to make the decision because it wasn't my decision. It was just brought to my attention. So I don't even know what happened or anything like that. I will find out because I want to know, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to bring that up. But in general, it was shocking to me.
Sad.
Not sad. I think it's great that they're comfortable enough to come out and
Compete,
be free
yes.
and do it and be a part of this, but safety wise, I just don't. And I would like for that to be addressed. And when I say addressed, as far as so we don't have that situation again at the
Because
tournament.
it's going to be somebody else
Right.
who's going to be changing.
I'm sure it's
their gender.
2022. It's a lot going on that you never thought you'd see or
Oh,
hear.
yeah.
And you're going through. And in general, if you've seen it once, it's
It's
enough.
letting you know it's coming.
It's enough to think, yeah, it's probably going to happen again. And I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it. It's the safety part about the contact, about sparring. We need to kind of address that.
I got a problem with something.
What's that?
I got a problem because 11 months ago, something happened out in Utah,
11 months ago, something happened out in Utah.
Salt Lake City.
And what was that, sir?
It was a 10-year-old young lady who committed suicide.
Ah, yes. I can't remember her name. It was a hard name to pronounce. The little black girl.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Committed suicide because she was being picked on by the students and the teacher.
Yes.
I have a problem with it, but I'll let you go ahead and rock me a little bit so I don't get too emotional. But
What you mean, right? You want me to
yeah,
tell you what I
want
remember?
I want your input, what you remember. How can we move forward? What we need to do to move forward? How can we change it?
Gotcha.
How can we let the world know how fucking serious it is?
Absolutely.
Because it's serious.
Absolutely. 10 years old. That's my baby's 11. Well, my oldest is 11 and my baby is 7. I can't imagine anything happening to them, but to think that they would do it themselves, that where they couldn't come to me and talk to me or whatever they were going through.
And she's autistic.
Absolutely.
And we got to hear a little bit of a preview of what autism kids go through in them and what their mindset can be. And at times they can think suicidal thoughts.
Well, that was the one that was called the spectrum. It was on the spectrum.
Okay.
Autistic spectrum or something. That we'd have to look it up again. That was a while ago that we were looking at that. But I do remember it. I want to know her name too. Hold on.
Yeah, so coincidentally she was going to school and they were talking about her. She stink. She needed to take a shower. Her clothes was dirty. And then you get the teacher involved. And when I say you get the teacher involved, you get the teacher involved to where it's negative, like what the kids were already giving her. I feel like maybe that teacher should have had called home or talked to the principal about this young lady having an odor in class. But to dog her along with the kids is like, who are you? Like, who really gave you a degree to teach?
Where's your empathy, compassion, caring, loving? If you're a school teacher, that's like
it's
parenting.
Yeah, it's exactly, it's parenting. It is parenting.
I can't. That was the most shocking.
And then the parents go to the school board.
And the principal. She went to the principal to report the teacher, and that's where it stopped. It didn't make it to the school board or anyone past that, and that's where they were saying that they were negligent. From what I remember reading.
Damn, surely is.
Hold on one second. I'm going to finish looking that up because I don't want to give any false details. And I remember it was.
And parents, I suggest you talk to your kids every day. Ask them questions. Get details. It's one of the things that psychiatrist said on the news for that little incident was that you have to ask questions and get details from your kids. Don't just say, "Oh, how was your day?" and they say good, and that's the end of it. A lot of us will say good just so we can just move on and maybe not get asked about anything. And then some of us will say it maybe because we want to get asked. We want you to ask us. We want to see if you're going to ask us. And for that 10-year-old to feel like the most important thing in her life at that moment was to take it, that let us know as a culture, Americans, society, community, that we're not doing our damn jobs.
Understood. I used to, for no one that knows, and I'm not proud of this, I'm just bringing it up because this is what we're talking about. Before karate and when I was younger, I was a bully. And I wasn't a bully to take things from people. I wanted everyone to be my friend or play with me. And if they did it, then I would like push them down or punch them, or, that kind of thing.
Like you were trying to be their friend, but they really wasn't.
Yeah. It was a seesaw when we were in the first grade, and I wanted to get on it, and I make them. I know, I'm sorry, it was wrong, and Ishmael made me pay for it, and I stopped doing it when I got beat up. So anyway, I'm saying this because of us talking about bullying, and I want you to know that I can relate to her on both sides. I believe she ultimately was going through something bigger than the bullying. One, she couldn't go home to talk to her parents. She didn't tell anyone. But two, she's 11 years old. How does she know how to commit suicide? How? I'm not saying she shouldn't. It's maybe something people talk about prevention and things like that. But in general, However, and I don't remember how it was done. How do you know? How do you come up with? How do you calm yourself? How do you do it?
Yeah,
At
plan it,
all
and
of it.
then reach for the plan.
At 11 years now, if she would have run away, or if she would have just started to act out, or if she would have punched one of the people, the kids, or rebelled in a negative manner, but to take your life. Now, they did say she was autistic, and it elevates those mental things going on in your head, the ideas. It makes you, in a way, feel like that's your only option. But again, my question: how does she know how to do it at 11? It's not something that everyone knows. I don't believe. I didn't know how to do it when I was 11. I had no idea. I didn't want to commit suicide at 11, but I was acting out because there's certain things. Being a spoiled brat, if you want to say, there were certain things that I wanted and didn't get, or I was bad and I didn't get it, so I would act out. Committing suicide at the age of 11 is tremendously shocking. Um, her life was just starting. For her to think, or not to think, but to go through going to a parent, not a parent, a teacher, to ask for help. When she did, the teacher also says, "You stink." She asked her if you bathe. Insulting things to an 11-year-old who obviously is going through a lot. Even if she didn't bathe, and even if she did have a stench or smell or whatever you want to call it, you help her. You fix it. She's a child. If it's an adult, then I might go, look, you have issues and you need to get your life.
Yes,
and
look different.
You're an adult. Fix yourself. But she's a child. I don't want my children to ever feel like they can't talk to me. Even if they think or know, mommy gonna be mad at me. I'm gonna get a whooping. I'm gonna be in trouble. I still want them to know and feel like they can come and tell me anything. And it has to be the truth. You can't lie about it, because we need to know how to fix it and deal with it when it's the truth. So I know, and everybody knows this is what's going on. This is our idea, our plan. No, I don't want them to ever suicide. That's end. That's over. It's no coming back. Once you do that, if you succeed at it, let's say that. If you succeed, there's no coming back. It was shocking. I remember that, and I'm surprised you remember it.
It bothered me the most when I hear the teacher.
Yes. So do I. It bothers me.
That would grab me the most out the story. The teacher, the parent.
Yes.
The second parent.
Yes. The protection.
The protector.
Yes.
It bothered because we all have roles of being that in a lot of kids' lives.
Indeed. I'd sue them.
I've dealt with a few kids in karate who had the mentality of wanting to take their life.
Yes.
And once again, like you said, how do you know how to take your life at that age? How do you know what to do? How do you know that this will make you succeed at it? What did you see? Who did you hear to make you feel like, oh, this is okay to do and follow through with?
Just know nothing is ever that bad.
Never.
Ever. Never, ever, never, ever. Ever, 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 ever. That bad. One, my true belief, you're going straight to hell. Okay? That's my beliefs, my religious beliefs, as far as believing in God and thinking or understanding that if you commit suicide, you're going to hell. Just like to me, life. Murder, the Lord says, thou shalt not kill. You're going straight to hell. And you're going for other reasons, not just those two. It's a whole lot of other reasons to go. But to commit suicide, it's just, there's never a reason. Never. Talk to someone, pray, deal with it. And when I say deal with it, not suck it up and deal with it, but find a way to cope, to balance, to handle it, and then ultimately to get past it. You can't run from, and I'm learning a lot of this in my older age again, because a lot of things I didn't deal with right away, or I was learning from, or was scared, and some things I didn't even know was going on, and I just overlooked it. but I'm trying to understand and do things differently.
You know, I don't really tell my children's stories as to me growing up, but I still got a scar on my hand.
You should. That was when you were cute. But go ahead.
But in the sixth grade, um, there was a kid in the classroom bullying on the kid, and the kid was a twin to a brother who ended up falling into the Detroit River while they were fishing.
Mm,
And let's just say the kid that I was in class with was T,
okay.
and G was the person who got pushed into the water.
Okay, and they're brothers.
They're twin brothers.
T and G are twin brothers.
Twin brothers, and their
Okay.
dad had them out. They were fishing at the Detroit River one day, and supposedly the brother had fell into the water, but the dad kind of made it to where T pushed his brother into the water.
So dad saw this.
Dad was in the cooler, and Dad heard the splash.
So he didn't see
He
it.
didn't see it,
But he
when
thinks
asked,
that
he
T
thinks
pushed
T pushed because T was more of the what you wanna-
aggressor.
the rebellious one,
The
child,
mean one
the
doing
mean-
stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
So, ended up going to foster care, sent off, and
Wait,
T.
did the boy pass?
Yeah, he passed.
Oh,
he drowned.
He
He drowned.
They couldn't jump in to get him?
No, he drowned.
Okay.
So T ended up going to foster care.
Wait, they put that child up
Yep,
for adoption?
adoption. He had to go.
Okay.
So wait. So this why I think when the suicide thoughts and the bullying comes in the role, it bothers and it just trinkles me a lot. So I end up having class with T, and T ended up sharing his story with the class one day, and one of the kids in the class just really was kind of just I'm just big badass, and I guess he felt that was the prey. So I got somebody in the classroom I can just pray over, bully, just give me your stuff, do this, do that, and I think this one day I just was just so fed up, and I was
So
like,
he bullied him after
yeah.
he told him
Oh,
his
yeah.
situation?
oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
oh
Okay,
yeah.
go
So I
ahead.
think this one day I just was just so like bothered and fed up. This kid can't stand up for himself, and this now once again what I'm thinking of our now generation and our now time is
Mhm.
that none of the students are kind of speaking up for that one child. Like, this is wrong, y'all.
Yes.
Leave him alone, like, or don't bother her, or whoever it is. So I told the kid, I was like, man, you know you're wrong, and you need to leave him alone. So he really got tough. Then he stood up, and then it was like, oh, cool. So I stood up too. The teachers moved the desk out the way. This was the funniest thing. This is the first time I ever watched teachers move the desk out the way. So he moved the desk out the way. He's like, y'all want to fight? Y'all have room there. I can fight. Y'all can fight. So me thinking,
The teacher said that?
yeah. And it was funny because me thinking I can't really get in trouble. Now, I'm in karate. I'm doing the tournaments. I'm out here, lively going. Like, I can't get suspended. Damn sure for fighting. I don't
Because
even.
the teacher allowed
Yeah.
us to do it.
So I was like, you know what? It's all right. So he pushed me, and then I took his homework and I ripped it up right in his face. I ain't putting my hands back on him yet. I took his homework and I ripped it up. I threw it on the floor. I said, don't put your hands back on me. So the teacher stood in between us. So the teacher told him to stay after class. Well, so now I guess I'm gonna have a 2-minute go while he waits in class, and I go.
Oh,
we go
so
our
you
way.
leave the room and
So I
she
leave
gave
the
you a
room.
head start.
I get a head start. The bell rings,
Okay.
but some told me not to leave T. So I waited for T.
And he was still in class with the
He was
bully.
still in class with the bully. So he had to come out with the bully, and my thought was, you're gonna get him because you couldn't get me. So I waited out there for T. So as soon as T walked out in the hallway, all you seen was the kid push him. So he came sliding across right in front of me. So I helped T up off the ground. I took my backpack off. So he was like, oh yeah, this is who I really wanted to fight. So him and I got to scuffling right there by the stairs. I really tried to throw his ass down the stairs. I'm not gonna ly to y'all. It was because now I'm really raged out. So I'm fighting him. We're fighting, and all of a sudden I feel a go across my hand. So 6th grade, he got a razor in school.
Wow.
He got a razor in school, right across
Wow.
my hand.
You guys
Right.
didn't have metal detectors? We had them
We
in high school.
had him.
Oh,
No.
but that didn't
Exactly.
stop.
That's
Just
I-
like-
I-
oh.
that's all I'm gonna say. We had him.
Okay.
This no different than Eastside High. We had them. And if anybody
Yeah,
if-
east side.
if anybody know Lean on Me, then they know Eastside High.
By my side. No. I'm
Yeah.
just-
So, but we had him. He cuts me, and then I look, and I really, once again, I still don't know that he even cut me yet. So now I really get to just welling off on it. Boom, boom, boom. The security come through there. So suspension comes. We all, me, T, and this kid's in the office. So I tell my side of the story. T tell his. This kid tell his. So T, who's already known as a trouble kid,
Right.
you started this. You got this going. Let's say he gets a 6-day suspension
For nothing.
for nothing.
For getting pushed on the
For
floor
getting
and
pushed
sliding
around.
in the home plate.
So I get a 10-day suspension. This kid get a 3-day suspension
Why he only get 3?
because
The
they
bully,
felt-
right?
The bully gets 3 because they felt like he got jumped, and it was kind of
He had a knife.
Now, once again, we still don't know about this part. Nobody knows about the razor yet.
Okay.
I find out about the razor when I come back and I see that scar never healed properly. I know what it was that he sliced me with.
Well, okay, they didn't see you bleeding?
I was bleeding, but it could have like he could have bit me. It was really
I
kind of
see.
like so
Okay.
because I had him in a headlock too. So it was like how he did it. However, he got me. But
Understood.
just thinking of that when I came back to school, and I remember I had the longest suspension part. When I came back to school, them two were like best friends. And
Really?
they were really just like waiting on me to get back so we can all 3 be the best of friends.
Really?
And I say that meaning that, yes, that some things could be bad and still go bad. Some things can be bad and turn good. And that was one of the things that was bad and turned good. I felt like if nobody never would have stood up for T,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like T would have took his life.
I understand. And he probably would have, being that he was basically kicked out of his house and then he goes to school and then he's getting bullied. And he probably would have. He probably would have. It would have been something to where what might not have been right away, but it could have been sometime down the line.
So meaning that some of the kids, if y'all in classes that y'all see some of the kids being picked on
Anytime,
at any moment,
anywhere.
just speak up. I'm not telling you to fight. I'm not telling you that's the best way to go about it, but just speak up. Just let the other kid know that they may not have the opportunity that they have to wash their tail and have the water to use to wash their tail. A lot of people are going through a lot of different things, and sometimes kids are going through things and don't know it why they're going through it. And kids go through things and learning while they're going through it. But just be mindful. Just be
Yes.
mindful of people don't have the same opportunities as others in life.
If I ever find out that someone in karate, martial arts, that I have worked with, trained, helped, coached, hugged, talked to, or high-fived is a bully, has bullied, and hasn't tried to stop or stopped, and it's something going on right now in the present, I'm going to bully you. And parents, I hope that you know, or if you know your children are bullies, please don't allow that.
Stop it.
Because I do not want to teach karate or have anything to do with that. Yes, I was one, but it wasn't right. I'm sorry I did it. I was in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, and my mother whooped my ass, and my instructor beat the hell out of me, and I ultimately stopped. And karate changed my life in general as far as the acting out and just being a spoiled brat. I didn't have any type of issues or problems like that. Just acting out, being bad. That changed me. So I don't want to allow something that didn't do any good for me to be involved in what I'm trying to do with and for karate as far as to give back to it. That is ultimately not my goal, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. So once again, I better never find out in life, as long as I'm involved in karate, that anyone is bullying or a part of it, or even just watching.
Yeah.
Some things are funny to watch. Some things are good and cool to watch, or you step back and not be involved in. But like you said, brother, if somebody's getting bullied and it's not right, it's not right, say something. And again, you don't have to fight. What you have to do is stop it, report it, and make sure that it doesn't keep happening. Be a leader, not a follower.
Yeah, that was deep. I'm telling you. So, back to the funny side of what we do on the show.
Absolutely.
But
That was good.
It is. And I just want everybody to, just be mindful of what we have going on in the world, and just parents, just talk to your kids. Really,
That's it.
just really sit down and talk to them and explain to them the things that we have going on in the world and the things that you don't want them to be a part of. I think my mom, you really, really was on my tail about being a leader and not getting caught into things that I know I shouldn't be getting caught into. I think that's what kept my ass from having to have mug shots. Cheese.
I was too
Sideways.
afraid. I was afraid of my
Cheese.
mama and Ishmael. They was gonna beat me up
I was afraid of coach too.
and whoop me.
I was afraid of coach and his whole little gang that he had that was lined up to kick our ass too if we
Absolutely. And it wasn't just about the physical part of
No.
karate. It was the training, the extra torture, the push-ups, the just in general. And then I would have to clean the karate school. Then I would have to do homework. And then I would have to go home. And my mom's like, "Yes, your week to do the dishes." We did by weeks. And as we got older, we did them by the month.
Ooh,
and then after that, then my mom made sure that we had to get our clothes out for the week for school. And if I didn't do that, to do that. Then I got up the next morning for basketball practice. It became, this shit ain't fun. I think 5 minutes of beating you up is fun. Hell no. I quit. I don't want it. And then I loved karate. I wanted to compete and travel, and my mom wouldn't let me go to karate. If you can't go to karate, you can't go here. So it was all in that. It was balance.
That's it.
It was discipline at home, and it was discipline when I was at karate, and it ultimately helped me and change my behavior. And it was because that's what I wanted. It wasn't because those beatings just beat me into submitting. I don't give up. I'm very stubborn, and I feel like I can get anything I want when I want it. But in general, it helped. Karate is a beautiful thing and can do a lot for everyone. If you give to karate, it will give back to you.
I'm telling you.
And when I say give to karate, don't give a tournament and then take all the money and not give back to karate. That's not it.
Yeah. We got some of that going on out here.
It's all right.
In the United States of America.
All over.
Yes.
Let's talk about some of those fights, though. We got sidetracked with the sad stuff.
For sure.
Let's start with that lightweight division. Name those people that was in that lightweight.
That lightweight division was packed banging yesterday.
Now, how much do they weigh?
That division, I want to say, is a 162 to down.
I'm bigger than them, too. All right, okay.
But you had Lito. You had TJ Lopez. You had Jaden. You had
Win.
Yes, you had who else was in there?
Tice.
You had Jeremiah, and some other kid. No,
the other one, TJ won. He hit him with the hook kick in all white. The taekwondo. That's
Jeremiah. Jeremiah's a taekwondo guy.
Well, then who fought first? Tice
and
Lito.
TJ and Lito fought first.
Okay.
Tice fought somebody first.
That's it. That's the person we're missing.
Yes, whoever that person is.
Was it one of Palomo's? No.
No.
Or that guy from San Antonio. Never mind.
No, but
he was a white boy. Excuse me, but he had blonde hair and his Nathan. Not Nathan. I remember seeing his name on the board. Alex? No, not Alex.
No, I can't think of who it is. But that division was stacked. It was packed. Seeing TJ out there for the second time.
TJ looked good.
That boy turned the fuck up yesterday.
TJ looked
he
good.
Turned up yesterday.
TJ is a complete martial artist.
Yeah, for sure.
He does traditional, he does weapons, and he fights continuous and everybody.
Yes, he turned up, and TJ haven't been competing in point fighting for a while.
He had some injuries.
Yes.
And he has a school, and all his kids are good. They fight like he.
They compete. They all over the board though.
Yes.
Forms, weapons,
everything.
All over the board.
Trifecta, baby. Yes. Trifecta.
Yesterday, him and Tice was the first and second place fight for the division.
I've never had to talk so much during a fight.
And that's one of the things I was about to ask you. What does it feel like? Because it seems like now in our time frame, after watching some of Ocean Stakers, which I haven't even got into, it seemed like it's a lot of competitor and center judge having a conversation, a full blown conversation in the middle of the fight.
Traditionally, 5-10 years ago, you weren't allowed to do that.
And you know what's so funny?
And you didn't do it. It was disrespectful.
I'm gonna tell you how I'm really gonna do them from now on. When you want to talk to me, I'm gonna let the clock run. I'm not gonna stop the clock for your conversation.
I'm not gonna say nothing to you. I'm gonna just let you talk.
Yes, and when you finish, and if you're losing, I don't want you to try to get your time back. I want you to think about why you're
losing
here.
Or not. You're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna start awarding penalty points.
It's like, really?
It's like, you know how when they say today's generation, when you spare the rod, traditionally, I come from a traditional school, karate.
Oh, me
Jewelry
too.
system, taekwondo, karate. And yes, I was disciplined at home originally because my mother and my father disciplined me with the yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir. But they also didn't spare the rod. They used it. And it put fear into me, as in, I'm not afraid like being abused, but I'm afraid I need to act better so I won't get a whooping.
Period.
I think traditionally karate is not the traditional karate discipline the way it was, because I also hear a lot of what? Excuse me?
A lot.
All the time, a lot. And I'm not saying from underbelts and kids, from adults and black belts. I have a level to where I try to say it, try my best to everyone. Kids, adults, everybody. Sometimes I say ma'am to women. I say sir by mistake just because I'm just making sure I'm saying it, but I said it the wrong way. I try to teach my girls to say it. They say it kind of sometimes, but not all the time. If you don't make them or practice and push them to say it, it's just like anything else. It's just not going to be something that they absorb and they use and they say it. If we as karate schools instructors, if we start to put our foot down and whatever we do, and when I say punish them or discipline them, make them do push-ups, make them do something that they don't like, and that can be anything. I don't want to make everyone do the exact same thing, because then it becomes, oh, well, I already know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take the consequences and the repercussions. See, that's the other way that I was disciplined. I'm not only going to take what you like away from, I'm not even going to make you do certain things as far as the discipline, the cleaning, the extra things, but I'm also going to take away the things that you like. And that's when it was like, wow.
Exactly.
Anything that you want, you're going to work for it. If you care about it, if you want it, if it belongs to you. Possession is 9/10 of the law. And if it's yours, you're going to go get it. And I'm referring to karate or your first love as far as basketball, or everybody plays video games, whatever it is across the board, skating, I don't know, whatever it is, you take it from them. So that discipline is not the same discipline. Yeah, you can make them do push-ups. Yeah, you can make them do all this extra stuff, but take something.
Yeah.
Take something from them that they don't like, but they do like, so they don't have it. And then they think and process, why do I want to be without this? I don't ever want to be without karate.
No.
I may not train at it or teach it all the time, but I'm always going to be a part of it, because I'm going to go to a tournament and I'll judge all day, every day. All you got to do is give me something to drink when I'm thirsty, and make sure you have me with some good judges and a good timer and a good scorekeeper.
That's it. That's all.
Because if they're good, we're going to make it flow, baby. It's going to flow.
It's going to flow.
It's going to flow.
And then you had middleweights, Chad and Sean McGinnis.
That was a good fight.
That was a very good fight.
Chad looks good.
He does. And we're talking about from tournament to tournament to tournament now, because that's been three tournaments, and he's looked
elevated,
different,
stepped up
each time, for sure.
You know, Chad, I'm starting to think he don't gain weight either.
What do you do, gain muscles?
Well, he is cut.
Swole.
He is.
Cut.
He's almost like you. You just old now.
Yeah.
It's like no fat. It's bone, muscle, skin, and a few veins and things up in there. Nerves. Like yesterday when I saw him for the first time, I gave him a hug and I was like, damn.
Exactly.
Chad. Like, he was like, what's wrong? I was like, nothing. Like, I mean, it's nothing bad.
Solid.
It's like, wow. And you look slim. He looks slim. That's what I mean. It's like, he doesn't look like he gains weight at any time. And I'm sure he eats. I know the boy eats.
For sure.
He's from Texas. I know he eats.
Yeah. And then Sean looked good.
He absolutely did. He just took off a little too far when they went in the overtime. And he actually took off first.
He did.
He took off first.
The thing was, because we had a plan, we just elevated the plan wrongly on the end of it. But he definitely did it exactly. He was fighting the way I was asking him to.
He needs
he
to
caught
not
him with
lead with his
caught
front
him with a
hand.
kick at the beginning that you was the only person that saw it.
Oh, on the shoulder. When he said it hit him on the shoulder, was that it? Was
Yeah,
it?
it was the beginning when you said go. He came out, poop, 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 poop. He
Oh,
was like, stop.
the round
Yes.
kick to the chest.
And
He
I
sure
was like,
did.
oh, nobody else? Okay, cool. All right,
Yes,
son.
you're
But
right.
no, Chad looked it good. And then, you know, you had Charlie Davidson fight Mr. Steven, who came back.
Well, wait, I want to tell you one thing about Sean.
Oh, of course.
And it's because he was hit with 2 sidekicks yesterday. I called both of them.
For sure.
On his body shot blitz, 1, he stabs. He starts to punch before he actually gets closer and closes the distance, 1. And then 2, he doesn't need his front hand up because you know he's going to sidekick. He keeps going up like this, like he's blocking a back fist, and he's not. He needs to drop his elbow.
Going
That was
into it. Hey, nah.
You heard me, my brother. I should have told you yesterday, but it slipped my mind. I just thought about it because we were talking about it, and I visualized the fight all over again.
Heavyweight division.
Charlie and Steven.
Let me tell you one thing.
Steven got better.
He has. And we haven't saw him out in a while.
I know. Was he, he's a school teacher? No.
I'm not for sure.
Never mind.
I don't
I think
know
I'm referring to the wrong person anyway.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, the one I judged.
But let me tell you, yesterday I had an opportunity once again, and I know God does things in mysterious ways.
Okay, I'm listening.
Mr. Davidson came over to me.
Mm-hmm.
I told you guys the last time he came over, I shook my hand and everything. He came over and he said he listened to our show.
Okay. I hope it was good. Did we say anything bad?
No, he loved it.
Absolutely.
And he's very, very happy with you and I.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Yes, he is.
His mom, his dad, God rest her soul, his mom passed just like my dad. But he and his brother and his dad, they are good people. Other than us yelling at each other when we're talking in the middle of the ring.
But you know what? But he brings it down.
And he listens.
Charlie wants to give his input as he's fighting.
He expresses himself verbally.
Definitely.
Yes. But he's not disrespectful.
And when you tell him to stop,
he stops.
Yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and he stops.
Yes. All I need anyone to do when I'm judging you is to trust that I'm going to be fair and I'm going to make sure everything is going to be copacetic. And when I say copacetic, everything around the way, everybody's going to be treated the exact same way.
That's it.
You don't have to worry about, oh, well, Regina, can you call this? Or did you see that? Like, listen, first of all, I'm not the only judge, 1. And then 2, let me call. If you wouldn't talk, we wouldn't even be wasting time right now. And not everyone does that. Some argue, some get mad. And there's some that it's like, I don't know why I haven't penalized you or told you about yourself a long time ago. And I mean, tell you about yourself, like, shut the fuck up. Excuse me.
Yes, really. Because that's how it's like, why?
Yes. It's the ones that are crazy with it.
If the other person is getting off on you, you want to mess with the momentum of their fight. If you're starting to get back in the fight, you definitely have irked the nerve of a judge or two now. They're probably not going to even care to look at your next point or two. Right. I'm just speaking of who some judges are. I've done it, so I know what it feels like to get stabbed when you looking like, oh, I should have kept my mouth closed.
Right.
But
and they're judges, and they're there for a reason.
Y'all got coaches. If your coach not jumping up, trying about arbitration, I told you, if these people start paying $25, I guarantee you they'll start shutting the fuck up.
Absolutely.
I bet you their lips will start closing.
It took one time for me, remember? One time. And I see again, I can relate to the talking when you're frustrated and when you want the judges to make a call or call your way. Well, either way, however you want to look at it, you want that point. I get it because I was there, Irish Open, 2008 or 9. I want to say 9. I was in the final 4, not final 4, excuse me. They separated our division. It was so many women into 4 separate rings. And I was in the last fight of my ring. So let's say the semi to make it to the final 4. Mm-hmm. And let's say the score was 12-12. And there's down to 20, 15 seconds. And I, again, I know I scored them blitzes. I blitzed her at least 2 or 3 times, at least 2, to be up. But I was down 1. And the 3rd time that I did it and they called point each way, I yelled, make a decision. And he turned to me and said, you deduct. And there was only like 5 seconds. So now from being tied up, I went down by 2. And that was the closest I ever got at the Irish Open. And it was heartbreaking. And it taught me a lesson.
Quick.
The only time I talk is it's when I want to understand. And when I say understand, sir, I couldn't hear you say stop, or sir, what did you call, or something to that effect, or I need a medic, or I'm hurt, can I get a timeout? I'm not going to judge. I'm sorry, not judge. I'm not going to yell or even debate with the judge unless it's something that other judges have a call for, like I can get confirmation. You understand what I mean? Like,
correct.
If it's just me and I'm the only one, if no judge calls your point, you didn't score. If 2 out of 5 call it, you still didn't score because the other ones didn't see it. If 3 judges are out there and you don't get the point, that means you didn't score. Ask us, say, can we move around? Have your coach do the talking for you, not you. You should be so focused on the fight. The person that's standing across from you, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and when do you need to do it.
And I think they're practicing at the karate school when they're sparring with one another. It's competition. It's, oh, you didn't hit me. It's, oh, you didn't touch me with that.
Well, see,
because if you're going to a tournament, you're doing it. It's so easy that it's just coming out your mouth so quick.
At the karate school, that's not competition.
Exactly.
You're at the karate school to get better, learn, and teach each other.
Exactly.
If you're doing competition, it's a learning lesson, like you do a team fight to learn how to compete in a tournament, or you're doing a team fight to make it fun for your kids, something to that effect. The karate school is not a place for you to build differences between your family. If I compete with my sister in one thing and she does another thing, it's not competition. It's us supporting each other and us helping each other.
Agreed.
If that stops, then it stops. At the karate school, if the instructors would give more discipline and don't make a difference between the kids. Again, they're like parents too. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying everybody does this, or I know people that do this. I'm just saying for them to think that it's okay to talk and to debate with a referee, or say they were out. If I say they were out, I may say it one time, but it's not something to where I take my mouthpiece out and I'm actually walking up to the judge to actually talk in a full-blown conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a full-blown conversation. You have to stop time.
Yeah, exactly. We got to stop the time and then let you explain something that you don't even have full confirmation of the call on.
And even if you don't stop time, you just wasted time. I hate judges in general that waste time. It only takes a half a second to look and scan tic-tac-toe. If I can't do it, I call time myself, because that means it's a lot of arms going different directions.
That's all.
Did that a couple times yesterday, especially when we got 5
but
judges,
it makes it easier when you point and follow. And now we have a lot of judges who do that. We don't go stop, judges, call.
That's too long.
One. Hold, one.
I could have blitzed 900 times in those 2.2 seconds. Whether I blitzed or not, that's 5 seconds off the clock. When you say stop, I rather say stop than break. Some people say break. In general, when you say stop, when you say break, you should point to the side. If you can't remember the side, point to the person and follow them back to the side. Speed judging. Mm-hmm. It keeps down with the judges' inaccuracies. And when I say inaccuracies, watching each other, hesitating, having to think about it. Mm-hmm. If you can't and didn't see anything, you can't make a decision and you didn't see anything, there's nothing.
I know they hated it a couple times. I called some clashes. Straight up.
I called a lot of clashes.
And yesterday, I know it was 2 judges one way, 2 judges one way. So that lets me know from my angle, it was a clash.
I always call a clash when I can't see it.
I look for the first clean point.
I know it hit, and I'm still not going to call it because I couldn't see it. That's
exactly it. And sometimes I don't say stop on, oh, you might have had doom, and it might not have touched them properly. So then some of you guys will stop like, oh, if I don't say stop, that center don't say stop. That's why I like Pee Wee. Master Pee Wee with that whistle.
I think I called early yesterday a break because there was a side kick. Someone threw a side kick in your corner, and when I got ready to call you were like, no sisters on arm. And what I thought I saw as it went under it, nothing. You know why I didn't call it? Not because you said something, because it was on the arm. I mean, not underneath the arm to where I could see it. It's what I assumed and what I thought because I saw his arm go up, but it didn't.
The smart fighters make sure that they're in the face of the judges that can call their point. So if you got 5 judges, you better make sure that at least 3 of them you're in the face of being able to make sure that they see it.
And judges move, please.
Yes.
You're not there to stand.
We killed that yesterday.
I like moving.
Yeah, we killed it yesterday.
We didn't have to move a lot once we had 5 judges. The ring wasn't that big.
Well, on my side, me and Mike Palomo's side, we definitely had to shift a little bit back and forth.
I moved because I was the center.
But he moved and good enough to where if I saw something, oh yeah, he knew as well. And he didn't have to wait for my call because it was like bam, it was already know, like you know who scores.
Edric and Danae and I, we were doing that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Danae and I, we called something. I think we were the only two, like with a round kick or something, and we were like, "Oh, they hit him," but the Edric was from, and then of course us being on the backside. Exactly, and no one. Good judging makes fights that much better. And I'm not saying you're a bad judge when you can't make a decision. What I'm saying, if you can't stand behind it, if you didn't call it, say I didn't see it. It didn't hit him. I had a bang. Whatever the reason is, you can't just say, "Oh yeah, that scored." Where did it hit? Oh, well, he threw a punch. That's not what I asked you.
Exactly. Or you worried about?
I had that yesterday.
The crowd, or you worried about the crowd saying something to you, so you don't want to be that person.
Intimidated. Yes. If you're intimidated, sit down. If you're scared, go to church.
Come to my church. Hallelujah. I'll make you bow your head and close your eyes for real.
Okay. Not you, the Lord, boy. But yes, in general, stand behind your call. We talk about this every time that I do when we talk about judging. I can lose. I've lost to a lot of people out there. Pee Wee, you just brought up, including him being a great judge. I've lost with him being a great judge, but I love him judging me because he's good at it. And he's consistent. Exactly. There's no surprises. The only surprise is when he say he didn't see that girl push me. I don't know how, because I was standing right in front of him.
But you know he got that whistle. You know what to listen for. He's not gonna yell. It's it. He has his whistle.
Yes. There you go.
I know.
You can whistle.
I whistle while I twerk.
You used to whistle at those little ladies, driving them nuts. But yeah, so that was Dave's Charlie's. Charlie fought Steven.
And then the 3 left were TJ. No, I'm sorry. TJ lost to Tice. Tice, Chad, and Charlie. And we had the 2 X's, and the O got the bye.
What a blank. I had one a blank.
Oh, blank.
Yeah.
Chad didn't get his paper open, so it was kind of it was blank.
Yeah, you said I did, because when I asked for 3 pieces of paper, that piece of paper looked like little baby shit. That's why I was like, I can't ball it because they gonna see it.
I was like, that's why I was like, what did you throw out there?
Look, and then I did it like this a few times, and there it was.
It took them like 2 minutes to open it. But the first fight was Tyson Charlie.
Damn good fight.
Damn sure was a good fight.
You know what? Charlie moves faster than what I've seen him in the past. Like speed racer fast. Yeah. If he would slow, and when I say slow, not his technique, but his decision making, when to go, not to go, because he go all the time.
Oh, he's going.
If he would do that and close his guards. I trained Charlie for a while.
Of course.
A few years ago before he moved. I think he moved to Virginia, and that's where I met his wife, I think, and he's married with a daughter. But we've worked on that, and I think it's just because he's not thinking about it. Charlie, if and when you hear this, you have to slow down. And when I say slow down, not run into a lot of things. Yesterday, you ran into a lot of sidekicks.
Yes, but his blitz is better.
Oh yeah, he backed his Chad a few times, and he hit Chad with that double round kick.
That overall fight was.
It was absolutely good. Chad actually spread it. Did he? Yes, he was first to 7. Yes, he beat him to 7, but Charlie put up a damn good fight.
He sure did, because at one point he was up on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was up on him.
What was the funniest part about yesterday was when Chad booted Charlie.
Oh, Lord.
In the peanuts. He booted him in the peanuts, right?
And what was the question?
He said,
and what was the question?
No, it wasn't a question. It's a statement.
Comment. His statements.
Yes, that's what it was. I'm the center judge. They throw a kick. And I know Chad didn't do it on purpose, but it was the second time he had done it because Charlie was getting his leg up quicker.
Yes.
And faster, and his leg is like a ton, and he's coming at you with it. And Chad tried to spin, and he kicked him. I felt the wind from the spin of the kick, and boom. And I said, time, because, I know that hurt Charlie. I was going to give him his time, his medical time out, whatever he needed to help himself get his problems straight and correct and put back in place. And Chad, I said, Chad, who calls a penalty? All of us called a penalty, 1 point over. And he looked at me with the most sweetest, innocent, just gullible, because I think he think I was crazy and I didn't see it. I think he really think I was blind and needed glasses and contacts on. But he said, well, what did I do? I said, oh my God, are you serious? And he was like, no, okay, all right. And I'm like, wow, Chad. And I mean, afterwards we laughed about it. I was like, Chad, that was the funniest shit that I've ever seen you do, because it was like, you were serious. It was like, are you serious? He was like, oh, what did I do? You just booted that man, Peter Wacker, all the way to the other side of the gym. And he's got to go over there to get it and come back with it. And you said, what did I do? And he's like, oh, well, okay. Like, he was like, I was just trying to see how far I could go with it. And he looked like a little kid. It was like a little kid's remark. Like
the old Chad, the baby Chad.
Yeah, when he was with Galileo, because they was bad. Damn little boys. Ooh.
Yeah, but Chad definitely pulled out the overall.
He did.
Big shout out
He
to
did
him
a great
on that.
job, and it looks good.
Keep it up. Keep rocking the ice.
Keep it up, my brother. Keep it up, my brother.
Yeah. So
keep it up.
we're going to go ahead.
You know one other thing that happened?
What other thing that happened?
Because it was beautiful, and it's another thing that's ended out of my head, and then we can end it.
Okay.
2 things, actually. TJ hit that one kid, Jeremiah, with that spinning hook kick.
TJ didn't spin. The kid spun, and TJ threw a hook kick.
Oh, no, I thought he spun.
No,
he
the kid
spun,
and then he just with the hook kick around when the kid came around. He just leaned back and hit him with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then the second one was when he was fighting, I want to say, who did he fight first? Tice?
He fought Lito first.
Lito did a spin, and he did that. He said it is a hook kick.
Yeah.
To the body. I remember I told you I thought it was like a little side kick, front kick. And he said, yeah, what I do is when people spin, they normally duck, and they had a guard side. That is freaking smart, and I love it.
Taking the game to another level.
I don't spin though, and if anybody, Tara's the only person that did spin.
There was a lot of them that was thrown yesterday. I tell you that it was a ballerina in that ring.
Tice, he threw a lot of punches yesterday.
He definitely did.
Raymond was going.
Oh yeah, big shout out. We got RD. RD was at the tournament, the real deal. Raymond Dance was in the building.
He lives in Austin now. He lives in Texas. He's about to be a daddy again.
Yes. Some of these Texans don't know who RD is. You know, that's
you better. If you know karate history, you should, especially point fighting sport karate.
Exactly, but you know. Got some new people around, you know, because it in Cali, many people would have been all over Ray. Down here, Ray was a normal.
That's how we are in Texas. We cool, calm, and collected.
Some.
Hey, the ones yesterday were. You're right. Not all of them. All of us. Everybody got a little problems, boy.
Yeah, I know we do.
But yeah, in general, yeah, it was nice to see him. He said they've been out here for a few months now, and they just kind of came to the tournament to hang out, and he coached Tice yesterday, and Tice was punching
him and Dagan, his brother. Tice's brother.
That's right. I didn't see it.
Yes.
I didn't see that part.
Big shout out. Definitely off the chain. You got any quotes you're going to give to the people today?
you'd have to give me a second. You go ahead.
Mine is just going to be mindful, thoughtful, careful.
Compassion.
On how we treat one another. Whether the kids to the adults to the kids, the adults to the adults. Just be mindful. We're not promised tomorrow. That's all mine is. That's my
okay. Well, you gonna ad lib and flow like that. I got one for all you haters out there. For all you people that are not doing what's best to make things positive and better, you can't see me because I found myself. Have a good day.
All right. Happy Easter to you guys. Big shout out to our sponsors, Virtual Fight Tour, CTE, Martial Arts Internet Work, Inside the Scoop, Kicks, Flicks, and Tricks, and Mimi.
I see her.
All right, y'all have a great week.
Have a great week.
Safe. Look forward to seeing you guys
Enjoy
soon.
the rest of your Easter.
Please give us a holler and a shout out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, people.
We almost at 52 episodes. I mean, we almost at a whole year. All right, guys.
Let's get
we out of here.
I think you've waited long enough to find
the
information that we've been able to put together.
Oh my God.
She pulls her shirt up.
Oh my God. That is the funniest.